is going to leave me with you for the next few minutes until our next speaker gets here. I believe it'll be Michelle Myrter. She is on another event speaking, and we're going to be speaking to you about also, of course, the importance of being, let me just adjust this, authentic, like I'm being right now when I'm moving my computer right in the middle of everything. You know, sometimes it's really weird. I don't know where this background is coming from. Anyways, I like it. I like it with the red. It works out really well. So I kind of didn't want to change it. And I thought, oh, it might be nice to have something a little different, right? And sometimes you just have to go with whatever happens. Sometimes you have to go with the flow because certain things happen for a reason. This is very much in line with me, this background. So I totally love it. It's not my regular one, but I kind of like it for a change. So yes, so hugely important to stay authentic, to be and do life authentically. Like it's so much easier to be you than for you to try to be someone else. Don't you agree? Like there's so much work involved with trying to do something else or be someone else or to, it's just, we shouldn't even have to. Like it's so much easier. And I don't know about you, but I'm 63 now and I can't remember things like I could. I'm like, my mind does pretty good. I do an awful lot of multitasking and I run a bunch of different businesses, as most of you know, and I love it. But I just don't remember things as easily as I used to. And so it's a lot of work to sit there and try to remember what you lied about. So I'd rather just tell the truth. And I kind of feel like I'm walking through life lighter when I'm doing that, when I'm not carrying all this baggage, when I'm not carrying all these, different ridiculous idealisms of what I think I should be, when it's just so much easier to be who I am. And if you don't like me, you don't have to be around me. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. But I'm going to be me because authenticity is awesome. Look at Michelle.
What did I just walk into?
I know. I was talking. I had like about 5 minutes to myself, and I'm like, it's so much easier to just be yourself than trying to be someone else that I don't know why you would even think you would need to be someone else, but for whatever reason, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And I'm like, I can't remember lies anymore. Like I used to, lie to my parents when I had to go out. Where were you with a bunch of, whatever. Like, we went to a birthday party. We were here. We were all like clean and nice and there was no drinking. Ever. I don't know what they were thinking was going on. I certainly wasn't going to tell them everything that was going on. So, and then it's just like now it's just so much easier to just be, and it's lighter. There's nothing on my, like when now I got to try to remember what I said, what I did. Now I got to, align with my lie. And I'm like, I don't want to. And I can't anymore remember everything. I can't remember everything I lied. I don't have my parents to lie to anymore. There's nothing, That's why I was saying, take it or leave it. Either you're going to deal with me who I am, or don't listen to me, or don't talk to me if you don't like me. Like that's my theory. Just go away.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay because I'm just going to be me, right? And the people that are meant to be with you will gravitate to you even more. And then you'll be in your tribe, with your tribe. And those are your people. And that's how you make yourself, I think, that's how you make yourself more magnetic, right? Is just be you.
Let's talk about that. That's a perfect lead into B.A.N.K. Okay.
I know. I knew she was going to say that. That's why I said it.
I know. So let's look at that, right? Yes. Always be you, be your authentic self. And that's why B.A.N.K is so powerful, because you're not changing who you are, but you're speaking the language of the people around you so that you can make a bigger impact, so you can connect with everyone around you, so you can see the world through different lenses. Just because people aren't like you, because their core values are different, Doesn't mean they're wrong. Doesn't mean you're wrong. It just is. You're just functioning from different value sets. You're just seeing the world through different lenses. So if I see the world through knowledge lenses, I'm not going to be all emotions. Emotions are going to shut me down. Okay. So if Marianne comes at me with a big old hug and some love, she might as well lick me because I'm going to totally be turned off. Right.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Knowledge don't do emotions. It clouds logic. I want the facts. I want you to be not emotional and all gooey on me. Give me the facts. I'll ask you lots of questions. I'm going to base it on science, research, logic, big picture. Okay. But Marianne, coming from love, I just want to give you a
These are
hug.
the only glasses I have. I don't have a whole set like Michelle does, so that's why I was just putting these
I'll
on.
give you some when you get here.
Yay.
Give you a big old hug too.
Big old hug anyways.
So when you have somebody who's coming at you who's colder,
She's talking about this one.
okay, it's just because that's the way they function normally. It doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make the emotional person wrong because they want to hug everybody, but please don't. Some people don't like hugs. All right. So when you start to look at it, yeah, the nurturing, they want to hug everybody and they can't understand why people don't want to hug. What do you mean you don't want to hug? Oh, did you ever hear somebody say, oh, did you hear the tone they took with me? So mean. They're just mean. They didn't even get to know me.
I say that sometimes, but I have a strong nurturing too. So
You do, right? And then when you have your A's, right, they can run over the other three codes. They're going 100 miles an hour. They're like, come on, hurry up. I don't need to.
they don't mind hugs. They're okay with hugs most of the
Like,
time.
high five. Give me a high five, a head bump, fist bump. Yeah. Ooh, hey, what's up? Well, they're cool. They're too cool. I like this. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. They're walking around. They're the ones that are.
Me at 16, and this is me now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me, but there you go.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's how they see the world. We expect everybody to show up the same way. We got the blueprints. The blueprints are all about rules, structure, systems, planning. Again, they're a colder code. That doesn't make them wrong. Think of the world without rules. I mean, my actions would be causing chaos everywhere. But it'd be crazy.
I love the blue. It matches what you're wearing. She's talking about.
Well, it was cold, so I had to throw my hoodie on.
I love it. And I'm so glad you said you're going to get me some glasses because I have no place to get them and I've looked all over the place. So that's really great.
Yeah, I have some here for you. I will hook you up, my friend.
And I have some gifts for you too. So we're talking about November. If you are anywhere in Pennsylvania, we are working the Christmas show. What's the official name of it?
It's the Harmony Christmas Market. It's in Harmony Township.
Okay. She lives in a place called Harmony.
Harmony.
Other than me, who's jealous? Because I am. But
we've been looking for a house, and we can't like leave Harmony.
No,
we just wouldn't be right.
I want to have a house in Harmony. I'm not even from the US.
Wait till you see it. Oh my God, we're gonna have so much fun.
So much fun. I can't wait to meet Harley. That's her dog because I have a dog. If I could, I'd bring Lucky, but we have to work. So we're going to be working the Christmas show in Harmony, but we might also be putting on an event, like a half day, maybe, Michelle? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Half day event. Go ahead.
Either sales or relationships. I'm not sure yet. It depends on what I'm feeling.
I just wanted to read some of the, in case y'all don't know, we're talking about bank code breakers. So the next time we have a free one, I'm going to post it on Facebook and y'all should come to the presentation because it's either going to be Michelle or it's going to be our fearless leader, Sherry Tree, who is an absolutely amazing speaker. But I do want to go through the 4 personalities just briefly. I mean, this is just what's on the cards. We could talk about these personalities for an entire 4, 5, 6 hours, but we're not going to because we don't have that much time. But we're going to talk about, let's talk about blueprint, the one that I'm the least. Okay. I am so the least of this one that I frequently, somehow unconsciously will write as my bank code instead of ANKB. I will literally write ANKA for some very strange reason.
It's like kryptonite to you. You just keep checking it.
It's subconscious, but I really do try to be a little bit more blueprint than I really am. But there are definitely things I can associate with. So here's some of the values that I'm going to read off for blueprint. Stability. I like stability. Structure. Okay. Systems. Systems are important to have for other people. Planning, it's important to plan. I don't know that I can do that many events and things. I mean, this event calls me to do some planning, everything, and processes. You definitely need some. I'm obviously kidding. I need some systems too. Predictability. You know what? If everything in the world was predictable, I'd be bored. But we definitely need some predictability when we're putting on an event. This many people are going to show up. This is my budget to put the event together. Like, there's got to be some. Okay, responsibility. I'm really good, actually, at taking responsibility for myself, my actions, etc. I like that. Duty. Rules.
You don't even like the word duty.
Rules. I'm just gonna, rules. I don't know if I need to, rules are meant to be broken in my world, but in somebody else's world, they like to follow the rules. These people like to follow rules. I respect that. I won't do it, but I do respect it. Credentials, very important. Oh, I should have put my credentials up there. My DR, my Reverend Dr. Marianne, gets used with blueprints a lot. They love it. Titles, oh gosh, they love titles and awards. I have lots of awards, so I'm grateful for all that. And tradition. So I think tradition is great. We have a tradition for Christmas, for various things. Yeah, there's a place for sure for tradition, but I also think and believe and feel that things need to be shifted and changed and tried anew. So now I'm going to read you the opposite. The opposite would be this color, which is what I'm wearing. Red. Oh my goodness. So completely 100% the opposite of blue. Here we go. What are their values? Freedom. Okay. Freedom is so important to me that I have worked when I worked in retail in Canada. I worked in a store called Freedom. That was not mine, but I worked for the company. And when I was living in Croatia, in Europe, I actually opened up my own store, clothing, and it was called Freedom.
Oh my gosh. So there's a little town not far from here called Freedom. Maybe I should move there.
No, I should move there. You should stay in Harmony and we'll visit each other frequently. And that way we get the best of both worlds. I can't talk. So flexibility, hugely important. I can't tell you how, I love flexibility. I love it. Spontaneity, please, let's use some. Let's just be, action. Yeah, I don't want to sit there and talk about it. I don't want to sit there and research it to death. I don't want to research it. I don't want to ask the questions. I just want to implement some action so we can get going on this and we can see results quick. Let's go. It's an opportunity. Excitement. Attention. I like attention. Stimulation. Oh my gosh.
Attention also stands for lack of attention. So we can be very ADHD, ADD. We can get distracted very easily.
We usually are.
That with little attention span. So keep that in mind.
Hardly any. Very short for me, for sure. Stimulation, competition. We love it. We love a good, healthy competition. Winning. Okay. I like winning. Do you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Who doesn't? So yeah, fun. Okay. Fun is absolutely my word. My word. When someone says, "Oh, I'm going here. I'm going to this," have fun. Have fun. Have fun. It just seems to be. You know what? If it's not fun, I probably won't do it. And if I do, it
So
certainly won't be for long.
has anybody ever like presented this something to you and you were like in your mind thinking, well, that doesn't sound fun at all?
Oh, all the time. Well, I wanted to show you how to do some admit of what I. I'm sorry. I have a really full schedule. And I do have a full schedule, anyways. But this is where it comes in handy. Anything to do with any kind of admin or the use. And I know that there's a place for them, and I have had to use them, believe it or not, in the past. But the use of an Excel spreadsheet gives me the hives.
John asked me last night, he's like, did you make that spreadsheet? And I was like,
Make it. I don't even know how to use it, let alone make it. And image is important because we're the cool people, we're the cool kids, and that's just the way it is.
from head to toe, it's all for show. I just realized as I look in the corner of my thing on my couch, I'm like, wow, yes, that's locking blueprint right there.
But if you're in sales, this is your favorite client. You know why? Because this one is not going to take up as much of your time. They're going to act quick, and they're going to probably pay you what you asked for. They're probably not going to do a huge amount of negotiation. If they do a little bit, of course.
Well, they are great negotiators, and they do buy first.
They do first buy. These guys do not buy first, but they'll buy. They'll buy.
They buy third.
They buy third. They'll buy it. It'll be good. It's got to be a good reason. They'll buy the Mercedes because it's a good car. This guy will buy it because it's a Mercedes. Do we need more of an explanation? This one will buy it because the engine is good, because it was,
safety ratings.
There's
durability,
all the everything good. This one will buy the van because that one will fit in most of the people. Their entire community will fit into the van. The whole family will go in there. And these guys are more Tesla buyers, right? Like they might buy a Mercedes.
Tesla actually speaks to all four codes.
There you go.
Yes, they look for the state of the art. They've done all their research.
Excellent.
They know what they want before they get there.
See? So there's your buying habit. So it's important. Like that information is very important. So I'm just going to give you the values of our nurturers. So relationships are super important. They're super important to me. They're probably the most valuable thing I have, I think. Authenticity. What's the name of this summit? Right. Personal growth. If I tell you how much time and money out of my 63 years, I probably started at age 19. Actually, I started at age 15 with various books and CDs, but I actually at 19 started going to various events in person. So back then we had to go to events in person. You had to fly into the country. You had to pay for the hotel, pay for the flight, pay for the course, and then you had to be there. And it was good. It was good. Virtual is great. Absolutely, you can do so much more. But I'm just saying that's what we did. So I spent a lot of time and money on personal growth. I value that hugely. Significance. Tony Robbins talks about significance all the time. Very important. Teamwork. I want my whole team to prosper. I want all of us to do it. I want all of us to do well. I want to, I don't need to be the leader. I just want everyone to do really well. It's true. And involvement. Well, I just finished 5. Okay. I run 6 businesses. I'm working on a new venture, and I managed to volunteer for 5 days at a local golf course. Yeah. For 6 hours every day. That's all I'm going to say. Community is hugely important. Charity, which I'm opening we just discussed that with the speaker before this, that I'm opening up a nonprofit for sex and human trafficking. Ethics, hugely ethical, huge, 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 more than money. Harmony, harmony. Who lives in a place called Harmony? Morality, very important. I will do business with you, but if I find that you have no morality, we're done. And contribution. It is always important to me to give. So, ban people. Let's talk to why they buy a Mercedes. Why, Michelle?
The nurturing?
No, not these. No, not
Oh, the knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
They like even if you look at like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, like the
Mm-hmm.
state of the art, technology, the sleek design, they're super fast, like a KA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're buying cars because
Mm-hmm.
of the technology behind it, and yeah,
And the fact that it's a good value. So they're up there with the blueprint, a little bit different, but they do a lot of research. So I have a friend who is hardcore this. In fact, I have quite a few people that I work with that are hardcore this, and they like to research things. So learning, big surprise. That's the first one. Intelligence, they're highly intelligent people. They're a very, very logical. Spock, right? From Star Trek, right?
mm-hmm.
Is that right? Yes. Self mastery. See, this is where I fall in line with this. Technology, not really my thing, but hey, it's good. They're very good at technology. These are your IT people right here. Research and development. What did I just say about research? I have a friend who researches everything. She needs to know the science, which is another thing that's important to them. Universal truths. Oh my goodness. There you go. Expertise. He's the expert. She's the expert in this field. Competence. You better be competent at what you're doing, or they're not going to be doing it with you. Accuracy. Okay. This is the person when you say, I have 10 million people following me, I have 10 million things to do today. Okay, well, it's really not 10 million, is it? No, but it's maybe 27 things I have to do. Okay, well then say 27, not 10 million. That's this friend. And the big picture, that I'm definitely a big picture person. So I do have some traits in here. We have traits in everything. It's just this one. This is my Excel spreadsheet, people. So I feel like I have the least amount of traits with these guys because I'm not as organized. They should put organization here because these people are super organized. And, they love working from home. They love all that, right? Like and they're not necessarily hardcore introverts, but they love that.
Well, blueprints actually like the traditional business, like going to the office. They creatures of habit, right? They don't like change.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I went down in the basement to do a workout, and John was away, and so the light switches were reversed because I must have turned the light switch. I don't know, whatever I did. So when I went down today, he was like, "Oh, did you come down to work out yesterday?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "The light switches were reversed. I was wondering what happened." And I was like, "I really would never have known that." Like I wouldn't have paid attention to something like that. He was like, "Creature of habit." I noticed those. He notices the details. I wouldn't notice at all that the light switches were reversed.
Me and my friend were doing real estate together, and I said, I'm going to do all the showings and the open houses. And she goes, oh, I'm going to stay at home and I'm going to do all the paperwork. And I'm like, I love that. We're perfect together.
Yeah, absolutely.
She loved working from home. She created
Awesome.
a little office. She needed the office with the door.
Yep.
With the door to the little room. It was full of all kinds of stuff, but it was neat. It was organized. Mine not as organized. Open space, no door, no classical office. Look.
Well, I had mine downstairs. There was no door. It was just an open space. And then I moved up here because Harley would freak out when people would walk past. And so the barking got, well, I think it was more of she literally hit the switch on my chair and I was on Zoom and I was like, "Wee."
I love that. I love that. Go Harley. Woo. You gotta love it.
At one point I had a green screen behind me. Again, I'm on Zoom. And that's when we had Lulu too. And Lulu and Harley were like going at it behind the screen and then it all fell down on top of me.
Remember green screens when we had to use the green screens? And I
Yeah.
had one and I gave mine away, and I don't even know if she uses it or not, but it was so funny. I was like, yeah, I'm so happy not to have to pull that thing out every time. That was
Well,
a
when
um,
I had sent a present to my friend through Amazon. And so when I ordered my green screen, I didn't pay attention to the details. So it actually got sent to Florida and they weren't there. So someone else had to come to the house and get it and try to return it to it was a whole thing. It was a
funny.
whole thing. Pay
That,
attention to those ship to addresses.
that's just funny. So both Michelle and I are obviously ANKB, and the A in us is just it drives people crazy. You know, I'm for the first time ever, I'm doing an event. I'm putting together my wellness expo, and I'm learning a lot of things that I need to write down. I need to write them down and email it off to people. And I didn't do that this time because I figure everyone's like me. They want to talk about it. So I verbalize everything to them. But people have asked me the same question like 3, 4 times. And it's not their fault. It's just I'm just saying, that they're not going to remember it. So because I know that I sometimes get very visual, and that it's easier for me if I see something, I'll remember it because I've seen it as opposed to just heard it. So I'm like, okay, I definitely need to write an email next time to people to say, this is what I'm doing. This is what you need to get ready for. This is what time, because it's like constant. And it's like, oh yeah, what did you say we're doing here? What did you say again here? Like, okay. So I like the freestyle because if you tell me, I'm probably going to write it down for myself and I'm probably going to remember it. And I'm not going to bother you because I know what it's like to put events together. But but yeah, I definitely can see that not everybody knows that.
Yes.
Not everybody knows that. So it's been educational and it's been fun. And it's important. It's important to get the emails. It's important to do that, especially if you do bigger ones. Like I'm not doing a very big event. It's small in consideration to what others are like. But yeah.
Well, think about it, right? We're all 4 codes. So if you bankify and make that all speak to all 4 codes where you have the agenda, you have the information, you have the fun
Mhm.
and do it with love, like you all already hit all 4 codes.
Mhm. And so helpful. Like this is just, I've had an interesting week. I think the eclipses and the energy and the planetary
Yeah, what
energy,
is going on?
there's a bunch of eclipses and new moons and things happening, and it's making everyone a little extra jittery. And so there's been a lot of, oh, and I can't stand what he's doing and she's doing. And I'm like, you don't have to listen to them. It's like what I said. If you really are bothered by me and you don't want to figure out a way to help understand me, because I think this eliminates half of that. Because you and
It
I,
eliminates all of it
you
because
know,
it's not personal, it's personality.
we understand people. We understand that you're going to require a little more organization than I am, and that you're going to research everything. I already know you're going to research it, so I'm not worried about selling you this instant. And I know that you're more concerned about the community. Is everyone going to benefit from this? Because everyone in the family has to benefit from it, right? And then I know you're going to buy quick and you want it quick and you don't want the long version, you want the short version of everything. I know you want the long version. I know you want the extra long version of everything. You know.
Well, right. So when we look at it, Marianne, it's just like when people speak a different language,
Mhm.
right? If I came on here and spoke Spanish the entire interview, who's going to understand me other than Spanish speaking people? So if I come and speak action all day, every day, and I just go on and do my thing, right? The other three people are left out. So when you can blend it and speak to all four of them, you make a bigger impact. Remember, we're made up of all four. Every single human's made up of all four. There's actually 24 different combinations, which is why in sales, you got a 1 in 24 shot of getting a yes, opposed to, you know, getting a no. That's why they call it, they say sales is a numbers game. Mathematically, it is, unless you can crack the code. And when you crack the code, that's when you get more yeses, when you have more impact, when you can speak the language of the people around you so that people can stop judging and they can start loving more. So the world does become a better place. Because honestly, we can all do better as humans. And if you can start understanding people and increase your emotional intelligence, have the self-awareness of how you're showing up, that's the first step. And then start looking at the world through other people's lenses. That's going to help you judge less and love more. That's all I got for today, Marianne.
That's perfect. That's exactly what we need. And you know what? Once you do have a little exposure to, not a little, but exposure to this, and you understand other people, you don't sit there and go, why did he do that? Why did she say that to me? Why? Because that's what they do. That's how they
Oh,
speak.
right. It's just like you have a Mac and you have your PC, right? When you put the information in, it has to be different information. It's just
If
like with
you want to be, if you want to be respected for who you are, then you need to respect others for who they are. That's the authentic thing to do, right? If you
well,
want them,
what's emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is first self-awareness of how do you see the world, right? And now how do you take your lens off and see the world through the person across from you without judgment? Like it's understanding.
I'm just going to put the ones I have. just
You're just feeling all love today. I'm like, all right,
because you have all the
I'm
colors.
kind of like this today. Wait, is that green and red? Do I have green and red? What
That
I
is
got? Yeah. All
right.
right, that's kind of how I'm feeling today. Maybe the
Oh,
K is a little high.
there you
I
go.
don't know. Something's a little off. Maybe it's the universe. Who knows? But that's
Well,
how.
see, and I don't have the red ones, but this authentic leadership is more red, whereas the next one in October is going to be more this yellow because it's aging backwards, right? So it's more in the wellness.
Yeah. And if you want to be a stronger leader, a better leader, you got to understand how you're showing up. What language are you speaking? And what are the people around you? What code are they? You
Mhm.
have if you understand who they are, what's important to them, their core values, now you're able to be the best leader you can be and make everyone feel seen, heard, and understood. Make a bigger impact. Everybody's voice gets heard. Like on a soapbox today, Marianne. What the
It's all good. This is exactly what this is about. Is I feel like I've been coaching people all week long because it's just been that kind of an energy, and I'm like, if you all just understood each individual person, and it's not just about you, it's about all of us. And yes, all of us have all of them, and how much of which do you have? And this is where the person's coming from. And if you if you are, especially if you're friends with the person or if you do business with them longer, you will discover that this is the way it is probably every time.
Oh, absolutely. Every single human has code. This is the key, literally the key. Imagine what the world would look like if you could truly understand the other people around you and why they do the things they do. Do you think that just maybe, there's one idea that could change the world and it could be this simple? Look at the back. Make people matter. Make people matter. How can you go out there and make people matter today? Start seeing the world through their lens. You want to help more people? Then make it about them. Show up in a way where you want to know how they see the world. What information do they need? And then give them that, because we show up in default thinking everyone is just like us because we all speak the same language. We all speak English. And that's so not true. Just because I'm speaking English, if I'm not speaking in the rainbow or I'm not speaking to the person in front of me, I'm losing. Every single person, no matter what industry they're in, whether they're a stay-at-home parent, deal with people. And when you take the time to truly understand them, then you have less conflict, less aggravation, less frustration, increased sales. Your life becomes easier. So what if one idea could change the world?
It sure can. Thank you so much, Michelle. I know you have to go on to your next speaking gig. This is what happens with all these amazing speakers I have on here, is they're so amazing, but they're super booked. Like crazy booked all the time.
Robert.
Thank you so much, Michelle. As always, it's always such a pleasure. And I get to work with Michelle, and I'm super excited. And stay tuned on my Facebook page. And if you know Michelle, it'll be on Michelle's Facebook page as well. We're going to post the next masterclass. Do we have a date for it yet? Do you know?
It should be in 2 weeks. I'll double check it. I'll let you know. But you can give your audience the free crack your code. Figure out who you are.
That's right. Just DM me and I'll give it to you for free. Free. And you get to find out about yourself. And what's more exciting than finding out things about yourself more? Michelle, thank you so much. Have a great
love you.
rest of your day.
Bye.
And